You do not struggle with manifestation because you are weak or incapable. You struggle because your subconscious mind is running an old program that does not match what you say you want. You can repeat affirmations, you can visualize every day, you can watch every manifestation video and understand every concept, but if your subconscious does not feel safe with the outcome, it will quietly block it. This is the part most people never hear. Manifestation does not start in your thoughts. It starts in your body. It starts in your nervous system. Your subconscious is not designed to make you successful. It is designed to keep you alive. It keeps what feels familiar. Familiar feels safe, even if familiar is painful, even if familiar is limiting. If struggle is familiar, your system will return to struggle. If waiting is familiar, your system will recreate waiting. If rejection is familiar, your system will prepare for rejection before it even happens. That preparation becomes your signal. That signal becomes your reality. You may consciously want abundance, but if your body associates money with stress, conflict, or instability, it will tense when you think about it. You may consciously want love, but if your body associates closeness with pain, it will pull back when connection approaches. You may consciously want success, but if your body associates visibility with judgment, it will resist being seen. These reactions are not thoughts, they are biology. They are memory stored in your nervous system. Quantum manifestation is not about convincing the universe. It is about stabilizing your internal state so the universe has something clear to respond to. The field does not respond to your words. It responds to your signal. And your signal is your regulated or dysregulated nervous system. Your heart rhythm, your breath, your muscle tension, your hormone levels, your micro-reactions, all of this forms a pattern. That pattern becomes your baseline. Your baseline becomes your identity. Your identity becomes your expectation. Your expectation shapes what you notice. What you notice shapes what you experience. This is the loop. Most people think they are manifesting from thought, but they are manifesting from tension. They are visualizing while their jaw is tight. They are affirming while their breath is shallow. They are dreaming while their body is braced. That mismatch is incoherence. Incoherence collapses unstable outcomes. When your nervous system is in stress mode, your perception narrows. You scan for problems. You monitor outcomes. You check for signs. You compare reality to your desire. That comparison creates tension. Tension signals lack. Lack becomes the dominant measurement. In quantum mechanics, the observer influences the system, but the observer is not just your mind. The observer is your entire biological system. If your observation is rooted in lack, the system reflects lack, not because you were punished, because you were mirrored. Your subconscious programs were built from emotional experience. Every disappointment taught your brain what to expect. Every rejection taught your body what feels normal. Every unstable moment shaped your internal baseline. Over time, normal became identity. Identity became expectation. Expectation became measurement. Measurement shaped collapse. When you try to manifest something beyond your current identity, your subconscious evaluates it, not logically, somatically. Does this feel safe? Does this feel familiar? Does this threaten stability? If the answer is no, your system interferes quietly. You procrastinate, you overthink, you doubt, you obsess, you tense. These micro-signals become the real instruction. This is why manifestation is not a thinking problem. It is a nervous system problem. The subconscious does not respond to logic. It responds to repetition and emotion. If your repeated emotional state is subtle tension, you are reinforcing the identity of someone who is waiting, not someone who has. Quantum manifestation works when the observer is coherent, but coherence is not a mindset trick. Coherence is when your brain, heart, and body are synchronized, when your thoughts do not contradict your physiology, when your body is not preparing for disappointment while your mind repeats abundance. Right now, most people are observing their desired reality through a body that expects disappointment. That expectation alters measurement. Altered measurement alters results. Here is what changes everything. When your nervous system feels stable in the absence of evidence, your signal shifts. You stop signaling urgency. You stop signaling lack. You stop signaling survival. You start signaling completion. Completion collapses faster than desire ever will. Your brain is not against you. It is protecting you. But if safety is defined by your past, your future cannot stabilize. The real question is, how do you reprogram the subconscious so expansion feels safe? Because once your nervous system stops blocking what you want, reality stops resisting it. This is where neuroscience and quantum theory overlap. Your brain is constantly predicting the future based on past patterns. It anticipates reality before reality happens. What it anticipates, it reinforces. If you have years of evidence that things take time, that success comes with struggle, that love leads to pain, your nervous system builds a model of reality around that. That model becomes your baseline.
So even when you decide this time will be different, your subconscious runs the old prediction. Prediction shapes perception. Perception shapes emotion. Emotion shapes physiology. Physiology becomes your broadcast. When you think about your desire and your body tightens, your system is not in receiving mode. It is in evaluation mode. Evaluation is subtle resistance. Resistance keeps probabilities unstable. When your nervous system is stressed, your brain focuses on what is missing. It compares current reality to desired reality. That comparison creates tension. Tension becomes lack. Lack becomes measurement. Measurement shapes collapse. Coherence means your thoughts, heart, and body are aligned. Your mind is not saying yes while your body says no. Your breath is not shallow while your affirmations say calm. Your muscles are not braced while your thoughts say trust. Your heart rhythm changes when you doubt. Your breath shortens when you expect delay. Your body braces when you anticipate loss. These are not neutral signals. They are instructions. The field responds to information. When your heart rhythm becomes smooth and ordered, your brain shifts into integrated patterns. Creativity increases, stress decreases, perception widens. Widened perception allows possibility. Narrowed perception reinforces survival. Survival is not the frequency of expansion. If money once caused stress, your body links money with threat. If love once hurt, your body links intimacy with danger. If visibility once led to judgment, your body links success with exposure. You do not think these, you feel them. Feeling is measurement. Subconscious reprogramming is not repeating affirmations louder. It is teaching your nervous system that the desired reality is safe. Safety changes the signal. When your body feels safe imagining the outcome, your breath deepens, your jaw softens, your heart stabilizes, your brain waves shift. Neuroplasticity increases. Identity begins to change. Identity is not a belief. It is a neural pattern repeated over time. If your identity is someone who waits, your body rehearses waiting. If your identity is someone who struggles, your body rehearses tension. If your identity becomes someone who receives calmly, your system stabilizes coherence. Coherence collapses cleaner outcomes. The field does not respond to desperation. It responds to stable information.
If you are still waiting, the question is not why is it not happening? The question is, what state is my nervous system rehearsing every day? Whatever state you rehearse becomes identity. Identity becomes expectation. Expectation collapses reality. And this is only the first layer, because regulating your nervous system once is not enough. You must train coherence into identity. You must make stability familiar. That is where real reprogramming begins. Coherence is not a temporary state. It is a baseline you must train. Most people touch coherence in meditation, in nature, in moments of insight, then return to their old nervous system pattern. The subconscious does not reorganize around moments. It reorganizes around repetition. What you repeat becomes normal. What becomes normal becomes identity. Identity shapes reality. This is why manifestation feels inconsistent. You align for a few minutes, then live the rest of the day in subtle tension. You visualize, then scroll, worry, compare, and brace for delay. Your subconscious listens to what you repeat, not what you declare. Coherence is measurable. When your heart rhythm, brain waves, and nervous system synchronize, your body enters internal order. In this state, perception changes, decision-making improves, creativity expands. But something deeper happens. The observer changes, and when the observer changes, outcomes change. In quantum theory, collapse happens when probability becomes experience. But collapse is influenced by the observer. If the observer is unstable, the outcome reflects instability. If the observer is coherent, the outcome reflects order. Your body is an observer. Your emotions are an observer. Your physiology is an observer. The heart generates a powerful electromagnetic field. This field carries information. Calm focus creates smooth patterns. Anxiety creates chaotic patterns. The field responds to order more predictably than chaos. When your mind says, "I trust," but your body says, "Where is it?" you send mixed instructions. Mixed instructions create unstable results. When coherence stabilizes, your brain shifts into receptive states. Alpha and theta increase. These states allow subconscious change. These states allow identity change. These states allow faster manifestation, because your system stops evaluating the future as threat and starts integrating it as normal. Normal collapses fast. You do not stress about what you assume will happen. You do not obsess over what feels guaranteed. That assumption is not intense emotion. It is stable identity. When your identity shifts, reality shifts. Many people think high emotion speeds manifestation. They try to amplify excitement. They chase intense feelings. But intensity without regulation is volatility. Volatility delays collapse. Calm certainty resolves it. This does not mean you suppress emotion. It means you regulate it. You imagine your desire without tension. You breathe while holding the image. You allow the outcome without leaning forward into it. That subtle difference rewires the brain. Neurons that fire together wire together. If you imagine your goal while calm, your brain wires calm with success. If you imagine your goal while anxious, your brain wires anxiety with success. Over time, that wiring becomes identity. Identity determines expectation. Expectation influences observation. Observation influences collapse. Some people appear to manifest effortlessly. They are not trying harder. Their baseline is coherent. They do not tense around possibility. They do not brace for delay. Their nervous system does not interpret expansion as instability. They feel safe. Safety is magnetic. When your nervous system feels safe with uncertainty, you stop signaling lack. You stop scanning for evidence. You stop measuring absence. The moment scanning stops, probability resolves. A steady observer collapses cleanly. But coherence must become identity, otherwise old patterns return. You align, then revert. You meditate, then stress. You visualize, then doubt. Identity resets reality to familiar baseline.
To reprogram the subconscious, you must become someone whose nervous system no longer blocks desire. This is deeper than technique. This is structural. Identity is not your personality traits. It is your emotional baseline. If tension is familiar, you recreate tension. If effort feels normal, you chase effort. If struggle feels safe, you resist ease. Ease must become familiar. Stability must become familiar. Safety must become familiar. This happens through embodied rehearsal. When you imagine your desired reality, focus on the body state. How would your shoulders feel? How would your breath move? How would your mind respond to uncertainty? Hold that state, not intensely, repeatedly. Your brain predicts the future based on past patterns. If your identity predicts struggle, you notice obstacles. If your identity predicts delay, you notice delay. The brain reinforces what it predicts. To break this, you install a new prediction. This is natural for me. Natural collapses fast because there's no friction. When your nervous system stops bracing for loss, success no longer triggers fear. When your identity stops linking growth with instability, expansion does not activate stress chemistry. Cortisol drops, coherence increases. The observer stabilizes. Stable observers collapse reality faster. Consciousness selects from possibility. Identity filters what consciousness can select. If identity fluctuates, collapse fluctuates. If identity is stable, collapse stabilizes. The question is not, how do I get this? The question is, who am I being while waiting? Waiting reveals identity. Restless means lack. Calm means having. Scanning means doubt. Grounded means certainty. The subconscious is convinced by repetition of safety. You reprogram it by demonstrating stability without evidence. That demonstration becomes proof. Proof becomes identity. Identity becomes expectation. Expectation collapses reality. When this loop stabilizes, manifestation feels inevitable, not dramatic, not explosive, consistent. And now we go deeper, because even identity can dissolve under pressure if it is not anchored. The nervous system must learn to stay coherent when reality tests you. That is where permanent transformation locks in. Everything comes down to stability. You do not reprogram your subconscious by forcing new beliefs. You reprogram it by making a new state feel normal. Familiarity is the architect of identity. If struggle feels normal, you recreate struggle. If tension feels normal, you recreate tension. If calm certainty becomes normal, reality reorganizes around calm certainty. Instead of measuring progress by results, measure it by regulation. Can you think about your future without pressure? Can you imagine growth without urgency? Can you hold desire without tension? That is real progress, and that is what collapses new outcomes. Your nervous system is the tuning mechanism. It filters what you perceive. It filters what you expect. It filters what you allow. When your baseline shifts from survival to stability, your perception widens. New choices appear. New actions feel natural. New outcomes become possible. You do not need louder affirmations. You need a quieter, steadier system. Each time you remain calm in uncertainty, you teach your body safety.
Each time you release urgency without releasing intention, you teach your system trust. Over time, trust becomes identity. Identity becomes expectation. Expectation becomes reality. So practice steadiness. Practice calm certainty. Practice feeling complete before evidence. Not dramatically, not obsessively, consistently. The moment your nervous system stops bracing for delay, delay loses fuel. The moment your subconscious stops expecting struggle, struggle loses script. The moment coherence becomes your baseline, reality organizes around it. Manifestation is not a performance, it is a nervous system upgrade. Not louder, not harder, steadier.